Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I want to thank everybody for watching and all the new subscribers. So today we are going to be installing a single pole, single throw toggle switch on a familiar face that we happened to just work on the other day. I actually replaced some of the gate bearings, roller bearings in some of these door panels. And the issue that I had was I wasn't able to safely shut down the system. So we're gonna go ahead and correct that today and kind of make this thing more user-friendly when it comes to repairs or any type of adjustment. So we're gonna make this thing more user-friendly when it comes to any type of service or repair. So today I have my single pole, single throw toggle. I have a couple of wire nuts and a couple of pigtails that I will be adding. Also, I have a switch cover plate for the gang box that we got up there. I believe the tools that I will be using will only be my 11-in-1 and just some basic wire strippers. Now, I have on order one of these Square D handle guard kits, and as soon as this thing gets here, I'll go right behind and I will install this next. This allows you the opportunity to put a lock and lockout and tag out. On top of that, as soon as everything gets done, I will be labeling the circuit, and that should be it for today. So let's see how this goes. All right, so I actually have somebody here training, and since dealing with switches and outlets is gonna be your most common thing to deal with, I'm actually thinking that this is the best training opportunity because this is the most common type of circuits that most people, maybe in residential and commercial, may have to deal with. In industrial, you deal with a lot more, but for residential and commercial, I mean, this is it. In a month, you may do about 20 of these outlets, and etc, etc. So we're gonna go ahead and prep out the terminals on this switch, and once we get that prepped out, we'll be up there to go shut down the circuit, and then we'll get to installing this raised cover plate and termination on this and the switch. All right, so here we are. We got the switch all prepped out with our pigtails ready to go. So I got basically my inlet hot wire, and then my outlet switch leg, and then I have our ground pigtail. So we're gonna go ahead and get that all in. So if you notice, this switch actually only has gold tabs because it's hot. Now if you're dealing with an outlet, you're actually gonna get the silver tabs as well, which is usually means that's where your neutral wire will go. So if we're gonna be installing this type of switch in these type of gang boxes, you have to remove these tabs because these tabs will not fit in the gang box. So now that we have the switch all prepped out, we're gonna go ahead and head up to the gang box where the circuit is located to read what breaker is actually feeding that circuit. We'll get that bad boy switched off and get this job all wrapped up. All right, so here we are in the belly of the beast, and we got a circuit name right here, which is LD14. So we're gonna go ahead and take this cover plate off, and we'll go ahead and find that circuit and shut that breaker down, and then we'll come back and get this switch installed. And then as soon as that little guard plate comes, we'll get the little guard plate switched out, and we'll be able to put a lock in here. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to LD14. All right, so here we are at LD14, breaker panel LD14. So by adding that switch, we're gonna give us the liberty to not have to shut down every branch circuit that is attached to that roll-up door. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down now. All right, so now I got the breaker panel shut off. I'm gonna go ahead and whip up a label real quick before I head up to the circuit. So I'm gonna print that 40 font LD14, and we will just label that on the switch cover plate. I also noticed that when we were up there on that circuit opening up that blank plate, that they were using Wagos instead of wire nuts. So I brought some Wagos of my own just in case want to use the Wago. It just makes it kind of easier, but it's the same difference as using a wire nut. These are just a lot more expensive. All right, so we're back at the circuit, and I want to do a real quick wand just to make sure this circuit is dead. All right, so we're gonna open up the Wago on the hot side. So first thing I want to do is I want to find my inlet, my source, and I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. Boom. So I have my source here, and I'm gonna add my other Wago. Matter of fact, I want to trim that source down a little bit. You want to hand me the cutters? Yeah, thank you. All right, let me trim this source a little bit. trim that wire down just a little bit so that it fits comfortably inside of the Wago. Bam. Okay, so that feels good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get my switch all stripped out, and we will add the source side of my switch into the Wago. So that is good. And then I will add my switch leg side of my switch into the switch leg side of that Wago. So this guy goes to the load. We'll add that. So now my switch is installed. I have my source and my switch leg. So now we'll just go ahead and add my ground. So I'm gonna add a triple Wago, a triple port Wago to the ground, which is right here. So let me put this to there, this into there. All right, so there that is. Let me strip my grounding cable, and we'll make easy work of this. Super simple, easy peasy, but these are some of the things that any aspiring electrician will be working on. One of your more common circuits that you're going to be working on. So now that I have all the circuits pinned out, I'll just go ahead and wrap everything with some electrical tape. So now that I got my circuit wrapped, I'm going to use my 11-in-1. I'm going to pull these screws out, and then I will get these screws screwed back into my cover plate to mount my switch to my cover plate, and then that should be it. All right, so there we go. Mount it up to the cover plate and get my screws started. It should be good. There it is, right there. Get my other screw started. So now I'm gonna pull these screws out so I can mount my cover plate to the box itself. So I'll just go ahead and give one last wrap around the switch, just to make sure that if I turn the breaker on, nothing happens. And the next man coming along, when he opens it up, if he happens to do it live for whatever reason, at least there's a little bit of protection on there. There we go. So now that that is done, I will go ahead and mount my cover plate with my switch installed, and this is a wrap. We'll go ahead and flip the circuit on, verify that everything is operational. Now we have a little single pole toggle switch to shut this circuit off if anybody was going to do any service or maintenance or troubleshooting, whatever. All right, so I had made that label, and now I will go ahead and put that label on so that the next man will be able to identify that circuit. There it is, LD14. So I'm gonna head back and go ahead and switch that breaker back on. Hopefully nothing blows and we should be fine. I'm pretty sure we're good. And then we'll come back up here, verify operation, and then we are done with this video, boys. All right, so the breaker has been turned on. So we're gonna go ahead and flip our circuit on and verify that we get power onto our display, which is down below. All right, so here we are at the display, and it looks like we are looking good. Let me go ahead and hit the stop so we can reset. Now I'm gonna go ahead and test this operation. And there we go, looking good. All right, so this is the door closing. Looking beautiful. All right, so that was a simple switch install, which is actually probably one of your more common jobs that you may or may not be doing, depending on which avenue you go into in this type of field. So I will be waiting for our switch handle guard kit. And as soon as the handle guard kit, I may or may not do another video as I install it, so that I will be able to place a lock on this circuit for any type of service, maintenance, repair, or troubleshooting. So I'd like to really thank everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. It ain't nothing to hit the button. So I want to thank everybody for watching. And stay safe out there. I'll see you on the next one. Later.